Hello everyone, my name is Nidhi Chauhan and I'm assistant professor in Gambia School of Pharmacy, which is a part of Suresh Gambia University, Jaipur. So today we are going to discuss the topic that is alcohols, that what are alcohols, and about their nomenclature, about how the name alcohol come from, how it is derived from, where it has derived from, and this alcohol topic comes in your pharmaceutical organic chemistry first, in your BPharm first year, in your second semester, and here the learning objective of this topic, alcohol, is here we are going to study about your alcohols, about the nomenclature of alcohol, about the physical properties of alcohol. So here the learning objective is your alcohol, nomenclature of alcohol, physical properties of alcohol in your alcohol, that what are alcohols, how classification of alcohol, how we can nomenclate it, the alcohol, in your alcohol, how according to the common system and the IUPAC system, how we are naming it, the alcohol. And also we are going to study about the physical properties of your alcohol. So here the student will going to know about the alcohol thing, uh, the uh, the alcohols, all the alcohols are the acidic or the base, and what are the classification of your alcohol, and what are the types of alcohols, and primary, secondary, or the tertiary alcohols, how we can say that this is your primary alcohol, this is your secondary alcohol, and that is your third tertiary alcohol. And also the student going to know about the naming of alcohol, that according to the common name and the IUPAC system. So how they will name the alcohols according to their common name, common system, or you can say according to the IUPAC system. And thirdly, the students will also learn about the properties of alcohol. See, in your properties, the physical properties of your alcohol, that is your what are the melting points, what is the boiling point, what is the solubility of different alcohols. This the student will going to know from this topic, alcohol. Next, alcohol. So what are the alcohols? So the alcohols are organic compounds in which one or more hydrogen atoms from hydrocarbons have been replaced by hydroxyl group. So here alcohols are that organic compounds, they comes in that organic compound category in which the one or more hydrogen from this organic compound, or you can say from the hydrocarbon, the one or more hydrogen atoms have been replaced. You can replace one or more hydrogen atom from the hydrocarbon, and this we can replace it by the hydroxyl group. Means here we are replacing the hydrogen with this hydroxyl group, and the hydroxyl group is your OH group, or you can say the hydroxyl group or the OH group. So hydrogen atoms are replaced by the hydroxyl group or by your OH group. So they are some of the most common and useful compound in nature, in industry, and around your house. So these alcohols, which have been alcohols which are formed by the replacement of your hydrogen with your hydroxyl group, are very most common and are useful compounds. These alcohols are very useful compounds in nature, in your industry purpose also, and around your house also. In your house, this means that in your house alcohols are very useful too. And the general formula for the simple acyclic alcohol is your CnH2n plus 1 OH. So here the general formula for this alcohol, acyclic means they are not in a circle. So here these alcohols are having the general formula, which is your CnH2n plus 1 OH, and there this N means N denotes 1, 2, 3, etc. It can be any number from 1 to infinite. So here, and according to that, this name of alcohol design. So the saturated carbon chain is often designed by the symbol R. So here the saturated carbon chain is designated by your symbol R, so that ROH, here ROH can represent an alcohol in the homologous series. So here this R symbol represents alkyls, and so that ROH can represent, R means here saturated carbon chain, and OH is your OH representing here is your alcohol, and this alcohol in a homologous series means from 1 to infinite. A homologous series from methane, starting from methane, ethane, propane, butane, pentane, hexane, heptane, octane. This is the homologous series. So in that series, this R is represented by the saturated carbon chain, and OH represent here the alcohols. They represent here the alcohols. And alcohol can be viewed as organic analog of water in which one hydrogen atom is replaced by an alkyl group. So here alcohol can be viewed as organic analog of water. So water, this is the analog of water, alcohol. It can be used because in water formula is HOH, or you can say H2O. So from water molecule, the one H is replaced by this R and by this alkyl group, and this alcohol is formed. That is why it is said that it can be viewed as organic analog of water in which one hydrogen of water molecule is replaced by an alkyl group. So from the water molecule, that's formula is your H2O. Means you can also write like this HOH. So from HOH, the H is replaced by this R. R is your alkyl group. So here one hydrogen atom is replaced by an alkyl group, and the simplest and the most commonly used alcohols are your methanol and your ethanol, because these comes in the first molecule of this series. This homologous series, these both compounds are the first organic compound of this homologous series. So these are the simplest and most commonly used alcohol, and they occurs widely in nature, and they are found widely in nature, and they have many industrial and pharmaceutical applications also. This methanol and ethanol have many industrial as well as your pharmaceutical applications. So firstly, again, I'm explaining this, that the alcohols are the organic compounds. These alcohols are the organic compounds. In this, the H is from the hydrocarbon. The H is from one H or the more than one H is replaced by the hydroxyl group. So where alcohol comes from, or you can say where OH group, you can see that means there the alcohol is present. Okay, OH signifies that the alcohol is present, that this is a alcohol compound. So they are and these alcohols are very common and very useful compounds in nature and in industry also, and around the house. Means in your house also, these are the most common and useful compounds, and in nature also, and in industrial purpose also, these alcohols are very common and useful compounds. And the general formula of this alcohol, the alcohol which has been formed by the replacement of hydrogen, one or more hydrogen from the hydrocarbon by this OH group. This alcohol have a general formula for a simple acyclic alcohol. For a simple acyclic means which are not in a cyclic or they are in a chain. So for that, the formula is your CnH2n plus 1 OH. And here N means your 1, 2, 3 or etc. Anything, the 1. So here, if we put 1 here, CnC1, so CH2 plus 1 is 3 OH. So here the formula is CH3OH. That is your methanol, the first organic alcohol in this homologous series. And this saturated carbon chain, the saturated carbon chain is often designated by the symbol R. So the saturated chain is designated by the symbol R. So R can be your alkyl group 2. You can also say that this R symbolizes your alkyl group. And so that ROH, so this ROH can represent, it also represent any alcohol, shows that it is an alcohol in the homologous series. So homologous series starts from your methanol, that comes first, and to how much N is used. So the alcohol can be viewed as organic analogue. So it is also viewed as an analogue of the water, because the water structure, water formula is also H2O. So here we can write it like this, HOH. So from water, the H is replaced by the alkyl group, and this alkyl group is replaced by the this hydrogen is replaced by the one hydrogen is replaced by by this alkyl group. So there is a formation of this alcohol. So it is said that it is viewed as a analogy to the water. And the simplest and most commonly used alcohols are your methanol and your ethanol. So methanol and ethanols are the commonly used alcohols, and they occur widely in nature. So they are found widely in nature, and they have very many industrial and pharmaceutical applications, that they are used in industrial as well as in your pharmaceutical industries also. So here you can see these are some of the example of the ethanol, and here you can see this OH group is attached to this alkyl group. So this first is your methanol, because here N is your 1, that is why the carbon is 1H3OH. So this is your methanol that comes first in the homologous series. After that, this is your ethanol. Ethanol, because C is your 2. So 2 carbons are there and the hydrogen are your 5, and OH group is attached. So here OH group signifies that this is your alcohol. That is why we have used here all. Because you can see here in your alcohol, the last 2 alphabets are your all. So here the methanol, secondly ethanol, third this is a cyclic compound. So here you can see this is a cyclic compound, and OH is attached to this cyclic compound, and this is your cyclopropanol. Fourth is your hexane. You can see here this is your hexane, that is because this is having a carbon 6. So 6 carbon OH is attached. That is why we are writing it cyclohexanol. Next is your isobutanol, because on the second position, this name is according to the common name isobutanol. But if you name it according to the IUPAC, which you will study in the next slides, also the nomenclature. So here on the second position, you see here the OH group is attached. So we can also write here 2-butanol. This is your 2-butanol also. So this is the alcohol of your alcohols. Next is your aromatic compounds. So here the aromatic compounds which contain a hydroxyl group on a side chain. Here you can see a hydroxyl group is present on the side chain, behaves like an alcohol, are called aromatic alcohol. In these alcohol, the OH group is attached to an sp3 hybridized carbon atom next to an aromatic ring. So here you can see this carbon is your sp3 hybridized and OH group is attached to it. That is why it is known as benzyl alcohol. But if the OH group is attached directly to the benzene ring, that is your aromatic compound. And if that is having the OH group, then it is known as your phenol. That is known as phenol. And they are the alcohols that are called the aromatic alcohol because they are present on the benzene ring. That is why they are known as your aromatic alcohols. And in these alcohols, the OH group is attached. You can see here the OH is attached to this CH2. CH2 is your sp3 hybridized carbon atom. So this carbon is your sp3 hybridized, and this OH is attached to this sp3 hybridized carbon, and which is attached further to this aromatic ring. So this is your aromatic ring, and this is attached to this sp3 hybridized carbon, and then this OH is attached to it. That is why it is named as benzyl alcohol. This is your benzyl alcohol. Next, you can see here. Now you will name it according to this, that this is the longest chain. Okay, this is your ethane, ethyl, 1 and 2 carbon. And to the second carbon, there is a phenyl ring is attached. This is known as phenyl. So on the second position, a phenyl group is attached. That is why we are calling it 2-phenyl, then ethanol. And this is your nol. Now next is your 3-phenyl propanol, because this is the longest chain, 1, 2, 3, 3 carbon. That is why we are writing here propane. And here all is, this alcohol is present. That is why all is here. So here 3-phenyl, and on the third position of this carbon atom, a phenyl ring is attached. So its name is 3-phenyl propanol. So the aromatic compounds which contain a hydroxyl group, this hydroxyl, they are known as, they behave like an alcohol, and they are known as aromatic alcohol. And and in these alcohols, if the OH group is attached to this sp3 hybridized, which is next attached to the benzene ring, or you can say the aromatic ring, then these are also your alcohols. These also behaves as the alcohol. So these are also your alcohols. But in some alcohols, in some of the alcohols, the OH group is attached to a sp3 hybridized carbon next to the carbon-carbon double bond. That is to an allylic carbon, are known as your allylic alcohol. So here you will see that this carbon, 1, 2, 3, this is your sp2 hybridized. And this 2, 1, 3, this is your sp3 hybridized. Here it is known as this allylic alcohol example. Means here when in this alcohol, this OH is attached to a carbon atom, and this carbon is your sp3 hybridized. And this sp3 hybridized carbon is attached to this carbon, which is attached to the next carbon with a double bond. So this is known as allylic alcohol. Here it is written that in some alcohol, the OH group is attached to sp3 hybridized carbon. This is your sp3 hybridized carbon, which is attached next to the carbon-carbon double bond. Then this is attached to the carbon-carbon double bond, and that is to an allylic carbon. This is your allylic carbon, and they are known as your allylic alcohol. So these are known as your allylic alcohol. But in some cases, in some alcohols, OH group is bonded to the directly to the carbon-carbon double bond. But in some cases, the OH group is directly attached to the sp2 hybridized carbon atom. You can say that it is directly attached to the carbon-carbon double bond, that is to a vinylic carbon or to an aryl carbon. So here you can see here, if this OH is directly attached to this carbon-carbon, this is your vinylic alcohol. And if it is attached to this carbon double bond, aromatic ring. So here this is your phenol. So this is also to an aryl carbon. This is your arylic carbon. There's these alcohols are known as vinylic alcohol. So these alcohols, this aromatic, or you can say the arylyl carbon or this vinylic, these are known as your vinylic alcohol. Allylic and benzylic alcohol may be primary, secondary, or tertiary nature. Arylic, this arylic, and this arylic as well as your benzylic. Your benzylic is this benzylic. So the allylic and your benzylic are maybe primary or your secondary or your tertiary in your nature. So here, if in some alcohol, this OH is attached to the sp3 hybridized carbon atom, and this sp3 hybridized carbon is attached to the carbon which are having in a double bond, which are involved in a double bond. So these are known as your allylic alcohols. And next, if OH hydroxyl group is directly in some alcohol, if OH is directly attached to this carbon-carbon double bond, or you can say here in aryl group also, in aryl carbon also, then these are known as your vinylic alcohol. And this allylic and the benzylic carbons can be your primary, secondary, and tertiary also in nature. So these are some of the types of your alcohols. Now the question comes that where does the word alcohol come from? Where does this alcohol word come from? So this word alcohol comes from the Arabic term that is alcohol. Alcohol. Arabic, in Arabic, this term is alcohol, which means the fine powder. So this alcohol word comes from the Arabic term that is alcohol, that means the fine powder, and originally it is referred to an antimony sulfide, which is your this is your antimony sulfide, which refer to this antimony sulfide compound that is used in your eyeshadow. This antimony sulfide is used in your eyeshadows, which was grounded up to form a fine powder. So here this antimony sulfides are grounded to form a fine powder, but then later came to refer to any finely divided powder. So but later than they are referred to as your finely divided powder. So in the Middle Ages, this term came to mean the essence of something. Means in the Middle Ages, this term, this alcohol term came to mean that the essence of something, smells of something. So when the Europeans took up alchemy in the Middle Ages, they refer to vapors from evaporating or boiling compounds and spirits. So when the Europeans took this alchemy in the Middle Ages, this Europeans took up the alchemy and they referred to vapors from evaporating or boiling compounds. So from the boiling compounds or from the evaporating compounds, they referred to them as the vapors that are formed from the evaporating or the boiling compounds are known as the spirits. And since they did not believe them to be material in the same sense that solid and liquids were, all chemists began referring to spirits of wine. So here the alchemist refers them to the spirit of wine. And since an alcohol when it boils away seems to powder away to nothing, they also began to refer to alcohol of wine and then simply alcohol. So here the word, firstly the word comes from the Arabic term. That means this alcohol comes from this Arabic term, alcohol, which means fine powder. And which was originally referred to an antimony sulfide. This antimony sulfide compound was used in the eyeshadows, which was grounded up, which were formed in a fine powder. But later on, this is referred to as a finely divided powders. So in the Middle Ages, this term came to mean the essence of something, means smell of something. It's good smell of something, essence. So when the Europeans when took up the alchemy, they in the Middle Ages they referred to vapors and refer to vapors from evaporating or boiling compounds, as spirits. And since they did not believe them to be material in the same sense that like solid, so here they referred, this European refers to the boiling compounds that evaporates or the boiling compound, and from that the vapors are formed. They refer to that vapors as spirits, and they did not believe that the material in the same sense that solid and liquids were. The alchemist, after then these alchemists refers to spirit of wines. And since an alcohol, when they boil this alcohol, there is a no formation of this powder away to nothing. They now refers to powder to this wine. Now they don't use the word spirit, they use the word alcohol of wine. and after that the word alcohol simply comes from there. So here the words come from this Arabic term alcohol. Firstly, it comes from this Arabic term alcohol, and after that the Europeans when took up this alchemy, and then the alchemists then referred to it alcohol of wines, and then the word simply comes from this alcohol. Now the classification of alcohol. So what are the classification of alcohol? So alcohols are classified into following types on the basis of number of OH group present in the molecule and nature of carbon attached with OH group as follows. So alcohols classified depending on the basis, depending on the type, on the basis of number of OH, how many numbers of OH are present in the molecule, and the number of carbon, means here number of carbon that is attached to this OH group. According to that, the alcohol are classified. Means here the alcohols are classified on the two bases. Firstly, the number of OH groups, that how many OH groups are attached to the molecule or present in the molecule. Secondly, the nature of the carbon, what type of carbon molecule is attached with the OH group. So here they are. First one is your monohydric alcohol. So here in the monohydric alcohol, you can see that these compounds contain only one OH group. So here these are the compounds that are containing only one OH group. That is why they are known as the monohydric alcohol. Secondly, dihydric alcohol. So here as the name you can see, dihydric means two alcohol functional groups are present, and in mono only one OH is present. So in your dihydric alcohols, you can see these contain two OH groups. So in this 2H OH group, you can see CH2OH, CH2OH. Means here two OH group is present. Next is your trihydric alcohol. So as the name signifies that tri means three. So here three alcohol groups are present. So these contain three OH group. So here you can see CH2OH, CHOH and CH2OH. So here the classification of your alcohol are classified depending on the type, on the basis of the how many alcohols are present in the molecule. Secondly, the nature of the carbon that is attached to the alcohol. So first is your monohydric alcohol. So in your monohydric alcohol, only one alcohol is OH group is present. Okay, because mono means one. Secondly, dihydric alcohol. In your dihydric alcohol, there is two alcohols are present, two functional groups are present. Means OH groups are present too. Two OH groups are present on the two carbon atoms. And thirdly, this is your trihydric alcohol. Means here three OH groups are present in a molecule. So here you can see the example CH2OH, CHOH and CH2OH. This is your trihydric alcohol, and this is your dihydric alcohol, and this is your monohydric alcohol. Next, on the basis of nature of carbon atom. So here, firstly, it was according to the number of hydroxyl group attached to the carbon atom and molecule, and secondly, it was that according to the number of carbon atom, basis of nature of carbon atom attached with OH group. So here, the monohydric alcohol can be further divided as primary, secondary, or tertiary, depending on the number of carbon atom bonding to the hydroxyl bearing carbon. So here it is division is based on the number of nature of carbon atom attached with your OH group. So the monohydric, which was your first group according to the number of hydroxyl group present in the molecule. So this monohydric group or your monohydric alcohol can be further classified as primary, secondary, and the tertiary. We can also denote it like this: 1 degree, 2 degree, and 3 degree. 1 degree means your primary, 2 degree means your secondary, and 3 degree means your tertiary. And these are dependent on the number of carbon atom bonded to these hydroxyl groups, hydroxyl bearing this carbon atom. The number of carbon atoms that are bonded to the carbon that is bearing this OH group. So first is your primary alcohol. So a primary alcohol has one alkyl group that is attached to the carbon bond to the OH group. So in your primary alcohol, you can see here only one alkyl group is attached to this carbon bonded to the OH. So here that is the compound in which the hydroxyl group is bonded to the primary carbon. So here you can see the carbon that is bonded to this OH group, this hydroxyl group is bonded to one alkyl group. Here the neighboring carbon, carbon whose neighboring is one alkyl group. Only one alkyl group is present with the carbon that is bonded to the OH group. So, or you can say a compound in which the hydroxyl group is bonded to a primary carbon. This is your primary carbon. So primary alcohol have the group CH2OH. So this primary alcohol, this is having a group, the CH2OH, where the carbon atom with the alcoholic hydroxyl group, where the carbon atom, this carbon atom with the alcoholic hydroxyl group has at least 2 additional hydrogen attached to that. So here you can see this carbon atom which is bonded to this OH group, OH functional group has the 2 hydrogen atoms that are bonded to this carbon. This carbon is having the 2 hydrogen atoms. So the primary alcohol has OH group bonded to a carbon which is bonded to one other carbon. So here you can see the primary alcohol has OH group bonded to a carbon which is bonded to one other carbon atom. So in this primary alcohol, the carbon which is bonded to the OH group is having a one alkyl group present. This is having the alkyl group, and the primary alcohol have the group that is your CH2OH, and this carbon is bonded to the one side alkyl group, one side OH group, and on the both two ends there 2 hydrogen atoms are present. Next is your secondary alcohol. So in your secondary alcohol, you can see here the carbon which is bonded to this OH group is bonded to 2 alkyl groups. Here you can see the 2 alkyl groups are present and 1 hydrogen atom is present. So here the secondary alcohol has 2 alkyl groups attached to the carbon bond to the OH, that is the hydroxyl group is bonded to a secondary carbon, that is bonded to a secondary carbon, and the secondary alcohol have the group, CHOH. This is your group CHOH, where the carbon atom with the alcoholic hydroxyl group has only one additional H atom attached to it. There are 2 R groups. These two R groups are present. R means your alkyl group. And the alcoholic hydroxyl group is attached to the secondary carbon. The secondary alcohol has OH group bonded to the carbon, which is bonded to 2 other carbons. The third is your tertiary alcohol. So in your tertiary alcohol, as you can see, this carbon which is bonded to this OH group is attached to the 3 alkyl group. One is this, second is this, and the third is this. So a tertiary alcohol has 3 alkyl groups attached to the carbon bond to the OH group. That is, the hydroxyl group is bonded to a tertiary carbon. This hydroxyl group is bonded to a tertiary carbon. The tertiary carbon have the group COH. This is having the COH function, the group, and where the carbon atom with the alcoholic hydroxyl group has no additional, this carbon is having no additional hydrogen present on it, and no additional hydrogen atom attached to it. So this is your tertiary alcohol. Next, if we replace hydrogen with OH group, we get the following group. So here the hydrogen is replaced and there is a OH is attached, and this is your primary alcohol, this is your secondary alcohol, this is your tertiary alcohol. This is your primary because here it is bonded to the one higher carbon atom, and on one side it is OH. The secondary because this carbon is attached to the two alkyl group, and this is also your secondary because here this carbon is attached to the two alkyl group. And this is tertiary because it's not having any, not bonded to any hydrogen, as well as it is having the three alkyl group attached to it. Next, nomenclature of the alcohol. So according to the IUPAC system, alcohols are called alkenols, and they are named as the derivative of the corresponding alkane, in which E of the alkane is replaced by your ol. So E is replaced by the ol. That is why it is known as your alkenols. And the IUPAC have come up with a set of rules that are used to name any alcohol regardless of its complexity. So these are surprised as. So in the first step, what you have to do is you have to name the longest continuous chain, which is having the hydroxyl group attached to it. After that, you have to count the carbon atom so that you can identify which is this alkane. Which type of alkane is this? Hai? Next, the name of this chain is obtained by dropping the finally. After that, you have to drop the E from here, and then you have to add the ending ol. You have to replace this E by the ol. Second step, in the second step, you have to see the longest chain and give the lowest possible number to the carbon bearing the hydroxyl group. Next, you have to locate the position. You have to locate the position of of your hydroxyl group by the number of the carbon attached to it. Next step, you have to number the substituent according to the position on the chain. Fifth, you have to combine the name and location for other groups. Sixth, you have to there are more than one OH group, then do not remove E from the suffix. Then you have to add di, tri, then all suffix. And then you have to identify and locate the other branches and name according to the alphabetical order. Next, after this is your methanol, this is your ethanol, this is your propanol, and this is your 2-propanol because the OH group is attached to the second carbon atom. This is your butanol, this is your pentanol. So according to common name, its name is methyl alcohol, ethyl alcohol, N-propyl alcohol, isopropyl alcohol, butyl alcohol, and pentyl alcohol. So other examples are here. According to the nomenclature, we have named it and we have numbered it. So here you can see there are 3 hydroxyl groups are attached. So 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3 trihydroxy. If we are naming it, if we are named trihydroxy because any other groups are attached to it, that's why we have named it trihydroxy. So in this case, you can see here 3 cyclopentyl because it is acting as a group. So here 3 cyclopentyl, 1 propanol. Next, physical property of your alcohol. So most of the common alcohol are colorless liquids at room temperature. Methyl alcohol, ethyl alcohol, isopropyl alcohol, free-flowing liquid with fruity odor. So these type of alcohols are free-flowing liquids, and these are having a fruity smell. So the higher alcohol, those contain 4 to 10 carbon atoms, are somewhat viscous or oily, and they have a heavier fruity odor. So here, starting 3 alcohols are free-flowing liquids and they are fruity odor, but the higher alcohols starting from the 4 to 10 carbon atoms, they are viscous and oily and they have a heavier fruity odor. And some of the highly branched alcohol and many alcohol containing more than 12 carbon atoms are solid at room temperature. So these are the some of the alcohols that so here you can see the methanol. Methanol's formula is this, and they have the melting point -97. Ethanol's melting point is 114, and 1-propanol is -126. And second is your 2-propanol is your -89. So these are some of the alcohols which are whose molecular formula as well as their common name are given and their melting points are given. Next, these are the other: cyclohexanol, 1-haptanol, octanol, nonanol, decanol, and their melting points are given here. Next, these are the same alcohols and their boiling point as well as their density are given, and their solubility in water is given. So you can see here that methanol, ethanol, and your propanol, all the two isomers of this propanol, both are having, all the four are miscible in water. And this 2-methyl-2-propanol is also miscible in your water. Next, this. So the boiling point of alcohol are much more higher than those of alkenes with similar molecular weight. For example, ethanol with a molecular weight of 46 as a boiling point is 78 degrees centigrade, and the propane whose molecular weight is 44, its boiling point is minus 42 degrees. So such a difference in the boiling point indicates the molecule that ethanol are attracted to one another much more strongly than the propane molecule. That is why it is having a boiling point which is 78 degree and which is much more higher than this propane. And most of the difference is due to the ability of ethanol and other alcohol to form intermolecular hydrogen bonding. So here you can see these are forming a intermolecular hydrogen bonding. Next, the oxygen atom of the strongly polarized OH bond of an alcohol pulls electron density away from the hydrogen atom, and this polarized hydrogen, which bears a partial positive charge, can form a hydrogen bond with a pair of non-bonding electrons on another oxygen atom. So these hydrogen atoms with a strength of about 5 kilocalories per mole are much more weak than the covalent bonds. So here the bond energy will be your 70 to 110 kilocalories per mole. So here the bond energy is the amount of energy per mole that is required to break a given bond. That is known as your bond energy. Next, water and alcohols. Your water and alcohols have similar properties because water molecules also contain the hydroxyl group. That is H2O means HOH. OH group means hydroxyl group. That can form hydrogen bond with other water molecules. So water molecule also having the hydroxyl group. So it also forms a hydrogen bonding with the other water molecules. And with alcohol molecules also. And likewise, alcohol molecules also form hydrogen bonds with the other molecules as well as with water. These are the same because these have the similar properties because the water also contains the hydroxyl group. So water forms the hydrogen bonding with the water molecule as well as with the alcohol. Similarly, the alcohol also forms the hydrogen bonding with the water molecule as well as the alcohol molecules. So here you can see because alcohol form hydrogen bond with water, they tend to be relatively soluble in water. The hydroxyl group is referred to as hydrophilic, means water-loving group. So here, because it forms hydrogen bond with water and enhances the solubility of an alcohol in water. So here, the hydroxyl group is referred to as your hydrophilic group, and it forms hydrogen bond with water and it also enhances the solubility of your alcohol in water also. So methanol, that is why this methanol, ethanol, and propyl alcohol, or you can say the isopropyl alcohol and tertiary butyl alcohol, all of them are miscible with water. So these all alcohols are miscible with water, and alcohols with the higher molecular weight tend to be less water soluble. So the alcohols which are having the high molecular weight, they are all less water soluble because the hydrocarbon present in that molecules which is hydrophobic, is water hating, is larger with the increased molecular weight because they are strongly polar. Alcohols are better solvent than hydrocarbon for ionic compound and other polar substances. So here you can see that the molecular weight, whose molecular weight is less, they are water soluble, miscible with water, but the molecular weight whose alcohols which are having the high molecular weight, they are less water soluble, and because it is due to the presence of the hydrocarbon part in the molecule, and due to which these are hydrophobic in nature and is larger and increased molecular weight, and they are strongly, and the high molecular weight alcohols are strongly polar, and these alcohols are better solvents then hydrocarbon for ionic compound and other polar substances. So for the other polar substances, these higher molecular weight alcohols are better solvents than your hydrocarbons. So this is showing the hydrophobic region, that this is your hydrocarbon chain, and this is the hydrophobic region, that the water heating, and this is your hydrophilic region, that this is forming a hydrogen bonding with the water molecules. You can see here these are forming a hydrogen bonding with the water molecule. So next is your questions. According to IUPAC, which is what is the suffix used for naming alcohol? So it is your all. All is used for the suffix in naming of alcohol. Next, what is the common name of butane to all? So the answer is your B, that is your secondary butyl alcohol. Third is your how many carbon atoms are present in the parent chain of tertiary butyl alcohol. So here three carbon atoms are present in parent chain of tertiary butyl alcohol. So fourth is your what is the IUPAC name of isopropyl alcohol? So isopropyl alcohol name is your propane to all of this isopropyl alcohol. Next is the glycerol is a dash alcohol. So glycerol is a trihydrate because in this the 3 carbon atoms, the OH groups are attached on all the 3 carbon atoms. Which of the following is not a polyhydric alcohol? A, cyclohexanol is not a polyhydric alcohol. Next is your identify the correct IUPAC name of the given compound. So this is given. So here from where you will start the numbering from here this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is your butane. C is your propane. 1, 2, 3. So okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. So its name is 3-methyl. 3-methyl propane to all. So on the second position, all is present, means our hydroxyl group is present. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. So here on the third position, a methyl group is present. So this is your 3-methyl propane to all. Now next is to identify the correct IUPAC name of the given compound. So this is your 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1 and 3rd position, the diols are present, and this is your butane. So this answer is your C, butane 1,3-diol. So this is your the correct name of this compound is your butane 1,3-diol. Next is your which of the following phenol is not dihydric? Dihydric means which are having the 2 OH group. So for option is your P, cresol, catechol, or resorcinol and phenol. The answer is P, cresol, because in the cresol, OH group is also present and the CH3 group is also present. So here, this is not a dihydric phenol. The last question is, what is the common name of the simplest hydroxy derivative of benzene? So its answer is your phenol, because in the phenol, there is a OH group is attached to the benzene ring. So its answer is your phenol. So these are some of the references from where you can study the topic alcohol. So in the next slide, we will study about the chemical reactions and the method of preparations of alcohol. So thank you so much for today.